Hi, I'm Ken Kreitz, a NBA contributor to RotoWire, and with me is senior NBA writer Alex Barutha. How you doing today, Alex?
I'm doing well. Ready to talk some rookies with you, Ken.
Me too. Let's get ready for the upcoming fantasy draft season. Let's talk rookies to target, maybe a few to avoid. Might as well start at the top. What do you expect from number one pick, Cade Cunningham in Detroit?
Well, at RotoWire, we have him ranked 69th, which I think is appropriate. I think most years where there is a strong number one pick, they will go as early as the fourth, fifth, sixth round. That's pretty common. I mean, he has to be the number one option on the Pistons. I know they had the Jeremy Grant experiment last season. I don't think they're going to try to turn him into LeBron James anymore. I know that they're going to try to bring along Killian Hayes as well, but Cade Cunningham has the potential to be a generational talent. In summer league, I was pretty impressed. He had a very tight handle. He was shooting from three. He takes what the defense gives him. If someone goes under, he shoots a three. If someone goes over the screen, he tries to get them on an angle, uses his body for contact, drives to the lane. So just a really, really smart player. My only concern with Cade right off the bat is his turnovers. And so if you're in a 9-cat league, just beware because in college he had more turnovers than assists.
Yeah.
I'm not extremely worried, but it's something to know.
Got it. And pretty good shot percentages back in college as well, right?
Yeah. I mean, he can score from everywhere on the court, which is always a great sign for rookies. That they're not tied to one spot on the court.
Good point, and he should get tons of minutes with those Pistons. Which top 5 drafted rookie concerns you the most?
Yeah, I think it's Evan Mobley here with the Cavaliers. I'm relatively high on Mobley. I think a lot of people are high on Mobley. His kind of stat profile is good for fantasy since he can hit some threes, block some shots, and all that. But the question has to be, what is actually going on in Cleveland? We've been asking that question for a long time, but even more so this year, where they just stocked up on power forwards. So they have Jared Allen locked down with all that money. They still have Kevin Love around. Nobody knows what's going on there. Although, how many games
he's
is he going to be?
rejected all the buyout talk.
Yeah, is he even going to be healthy at all? So that's another question. And then they bring in Lauri Markkanen, who he's a 4-5. I don't think you can really play him at the 3. I mean, you can probably get away with it for like 5 minutes. So my concern
slow
is that
for a 3 seems like.
Yeah, he doesn't have probably good enough lateral movement for that. But yeah, Mobley, I think right now the worry has to be that he's going to be like 19 minutes a game playing sort of power forward and center. When originally, before they signed Markkanen, the hope was that, hey, this guy could play 24 minutes as sort of a 6-man.
Right.
Now it's just really unclear.
Yeah, that is an interesting situation. I know I said top 5 drafted, but are you a little concerned about the number 6 pick with the OKC Thunder?
Yeah, Josh Giddy. I am not concerned about his minutes. I'll tell you that much because that Thunder team is very bad. I think their over under for wins is 22.5, if I'm not mistaken. So minutes will not be an issue for Giddy. However, he's only 18 years old. He's a pretty slim frame. Someone who I went back and I watched actually a lot of tape on because I was interested because it's the Thunder and they've kind of built this organizational.
Trust Sam Presti.
Yeah, the Sam Presti thing. And I'm just worried he's kind of a point forward. And my concern is that his handle looked really loose. I don't know how well his athleticism is going to translate to the NBA. He's going to have to share touches with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, with Theo Maledon. Even Lou Dort and Pokusevski are going to get touches. So he's not someone that's really on my draft board unless I'm in like a 20-team league, 16-team league with my last pick maybe, just because of the minutes upside.
Well, in your RotoWire, I know you're a big contributor to the overall RotoWire rankings. RotoWire has him at 310, which pretty much says not fantasy relevant. All right, well, after Cunningham, who's your favorite top 10 rookie?
Well, it's between the two Jalens, Jalen Green and Jalen Suggs, but ultimately I'm going to put my flag down and say Jalen Green. The Magic is the team that Suggs is on, and they kind of have a deep backcourt, oddly. They have Cole Anthony, Markelle Fultz he's recovering from an ACL, but he'll be back. RJ Hampton, Gary Harris, Terrence Ross are all there. So that's kind of an odd situation. On the other hand, the Rockets are perfectly set up for Jalen Green to play 35 minutes a game next to Kevin Porter Jr., who's also going to play 35 minutes a game. Jalen Green, he is extremely quick. He was blowing by people in Summer League. He can finish tough looks. He's making circus shots, both at the rim and from three with crazy step backs. Absolutely no conscience shooting the basketball.
Right. You love it in fantasy. You may not love as a Rockets fan, but you love it in fantasy.
100%. That person that everyone's played pickup basketball with that just shoots almost every time they touch it, regardless of whether it's a good shot or not, he is that person. And for fantasy, that's great. The Rockets are clearly committed to him as a building block of the future. So I like him a lot.
Excellent. And one last question, Alex. Which rookie outside the top 10 draft picks has the best chance to be fantasy relevant?
Another Rocket, Alperen Sengun, the center. So some of this depends on how much Daniel Tice and Christian Wood play together because they're in the front court. But if they're able to play together, which I think they can because they both can shoot threes, that opens up Sengun for time at backup center. He can also be on the court with those two because Sengun can shoot threes. He is a really easy plug-and-play center. He is a good passer. He's not Sabonis. He's not Jokic, but he makes very crisp passes to players' shooting pockets, makes intelligent passes. He can score from the post. He fights for rebounds. He's really instinctive on defense. He goes for he has great timing with his blocks. He goes for those swipe down steals when guys try to bump into his body. He's someone that I just think who was drafted far too late and someone who could see 20, 22 minutes a game maybe for the Rockets and could be fantasy relevant in some deeper leagues.
Nice EuroLeague stats and has got the support of the organization who moved up to trade him, dealt away some draft capital to get Sengun. Fans, if you appreciate Alex's content from today's video, you can see a heck of a lot more of it at RotoWire.com. Please give us a free 10-day trial at RotoWire.com/try, where you can also see all of our fantasy draft kit content.
Try RotoWire today, free for 10 days. Get our premium tools, rankings, analysis, and breaking news alerts. No credit card required. Go to RotoWire.com/try